And you transport Kirby and the Puff Adder, what was his name?
Puff Daddy.
Puff Daddy in just plastic containers.
Yeah, these containers are designed to keep the animal comfortable in terms of it having ventilation, enough space, and we put a bit of shavings there. Certain cases we prefer for them not to see out of the container because any movement, obviously they respond to movement, that could be stressful. And they're used to travelling, so there we go.
Right, on to our next one.
Right, basically we've gone through from the most dangerous to the most venomous cobra, and here we have the most venomous snake in Africa, which is found right here in the Western Cape.
Which is beautiful.
Okay, he's beautiful, but also the most venomous in
Yes,
Africa.
however,
All right.
Yes,
Yeah.
however.
It's quite interesting because there's a big difference. People would say, but you said that's the most dangerous. Puff Adder is the most dangerous because he bites more people than any other snake.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. The cobras,
Can I guess who's in there?
Yes.
Yes.
Is he a Boomslang?
Yes, you're
Yes.
right. Yeah.
Oh.
100%.
There you go. Well done. High five.
Yay! So the Boomslang is the most venomous,
Most venomous, yeah.
Yes.
and the Puff Adder is the most dangerous. All right.
There you go. And the fastest striking snake.
And our most
Okay.
deadly snake, well, we'll talk about that later.
Now, what about a Boomslang makes him so venomous? Is it the amount of venom that he has in him, or is it the potency of his venom?
It is the potency of the venom. Basically, drop for drop, his venom is so venomous that it can kill, one drop could kill about 100 cows, which is about 500 people.
Oh, okay, and he's a
Yes.
couple meters away from me.
Yes.
Okay.
Fortunately, with
You haven't fallen down
Boomslang,
yet. You've done very well.
Thank you,
You've done
Tracy.
very well.
they bite very, very few people, and the reason for this, a Boomslang is very docile by nature.
I was expecting him to be green.
Yep,
Yes,
in the
we thought
northeastern parts of the country, the
he's
males are green,
Told you he's
the
beautiful.
females are brown.
Look at those big eyes.
Yes.
No, that is very cute.
Yes.
I will admit that.
The largest eye of all African snakes. In fact, it's the one snake that can see very, very well. As I said, snakes like to depend more on vibrations, whereas he is in the trees. That's where he likes to be. And because of this, he needs to have really good eyesight. And therefore, they often move away when you confront them. They don't like people.
Yeah.
Now, Sean, they are exceptionally venomous, as you've mentioned, but unlikely to bite you.
Yeah, the story about the Boomslang is back in 1907 in South Africa, children on farms used to pick them up and play with them, all right, without any fear or favor. But at the end of the day, a clever scientist came along and discovered that he's a back-fanged snake, unlike the Cape Cobra and the Puff Adder, and his fang is situated below and behind his eye. They went on to do further studies to discover that he is the most venomous of all the snakes that we have in Africa and the most docile. So highly venomous but not dangerous.
So does that mean that his fangs are further into his mouth?
Correct,
Yes.
right back, right behind the eye. And people would often believe that it's very difficult for a Boomslang to bite you. But having said this, he can open up his mouth to an excess of about 170 degrees, about that wide. And with the ability to do that, he then has the ability to bite sideways. He wouldn't strike forwards
It
like
doesn't
your
go forward, it goes
Cape Cobra or
sideways.
your Puff Adder.
Like eating a millie.
Yeah, I suppose it's
Yeah,
pretty much
that's
the
a
same.
good one.
Yeah.
So I've heard, and I don't know whether this is accurate, that if a Boomslang bites you the first time and you manage to get him off, the chances are he wouldn't have transferred any venom into you.
There's a good chance that that might happen because he's back-fanged. If he didn't get a good bite onto you, it may be one of his other teeth, because besides the two fangs, he's got other teeth. It's what we call a dry bite. But the problem with this is that you only see symptoms 24 to 48 hours later. And the antivenom, which is in short supply, you only get up in Johannesburg, has a shelf life, and they will only administer antivenom once they see symptoms. So you've got 24 to 48 hours just to sit there and worry whether or not it was a dry bite or an envenomated bite.
All right. Does he make a noise?
They do hiss. The defensive thing that the Boomslang would do if he really, really got angry, and for him to get angry, somebody would honestly have to try and hurt him or kill him. What would then happen, he would inflate the anterior part of his neck almost like a little rugby ball, open up his mouth, and then hiss really loudly, and his way of saying, keep away. Yeah.
And how long would a Boomslang typically get?
This is almost full length.
He is very big.
It's about 1.7, 1.9 meters would be your max.
So much taller than me.
Yes,
I'm
Yes.
1.5.
yes. Would be much bigger.
And like I was saying earlier, I expected him to be green. So do we get two types of boomslang?
No, there's one species of boomslang. You do get twig snakes, which are quite different, very similar to the boomslang. But the strange thing is, up in the northeastern parts of the country, the males are green, the females are brown. Down here in the Western Cape, the males are black with blue, green, or yellow underneath, and the females are brown. Exactly the same snake, but just different colours, different region.
colouring.
A truly South African snake.
Yes.
And does this boomslang have a name?
Basically, we call him the rainbow.
Is he
Did you
hissing?
hear
He
that?
hissed like
He
you, yeah.
did. That was. Did you hear that? It was cool.
It was. It sounded like air being released
yes,
from a
it was very
tire or
important.
a...
Yes.
Yeah, and that's just a small little hiss. It's
Yeah, and
just
that's
like
to say, listen
baby
up
hiss.
here.
Yeah.
He's not cross or agitated?
I think he's sort of aware of the fact that he's in a strange environment, and it's just his kind of way of saying, "I'm still here. Remember me."
Like we could forget.
No, yeah.
Well, he really is beautiful.
Thank you.
Let's go. and
Should we
try
put him
this.
back?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. And the thing about the boomslang is that he's a very secretive snake.
Oh, look at that.
A very, very outgoing snake. He won't be shy to hang around people's homes, live in the attic.
They love grapevines.
Yeah,
I have
they do.
family in Durban, and my aunt and uncle found a boomslang that had crawled into the tubing of a study desk, and he lived there happily until the snake catcher came to take him away. So
Okay.
it's fairly common, I think, to find snakes in people's homes.
Yes.
It is a common occurrence, yeah.
Okay. Now, it's a fairly obvious question, but boomslangs usually are above your head in trees if you
Yes.
are out on a hike or something like that.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chasing after prey. I think their favourite food is chameleons.
Correct.
And little chicks.
Yeah, they
Up in
often
the
go into the
trees.
nest and take fledglings.
So that's why they are always above your head.
Okay.